Hello everyone, and welcome to the 2020 Cincinnati Bearcats signing show. My name's Chad Bowden, I'm our Director of Recruiting, coming live at Great American Ballpark. Alongside me is our Director of Scouting, Austin Schaefer. Giving inside information on the road is our Director of On-Campus Recruiting, Pat Lambert. He will be letting us know who is going to be signing. Stay tuned on Twitter. It's an exciting day to be a Bearcat.
Good morning. Welcome to the 2020 National Signing Day Show for the Cincinnati Bearcats. We are now on the clock.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the 2020 Cincinnati Bearcats signing show. We are so excited to announce our first signee, but first, we're getting some inside information at Jeff Ruby's Steakhouse on who's going to be signing. Pat, tell us more.
All I know is this next guy, his name is the Godfather.
Great information, Pat. Let's take it to Coach Fickle at Nippert Stadium with who's signing.
With the first signing of the day, we'd like to announce Dante Corleone, Cincinnati Coleraine High School, defensive line.
That's a big signing for the Cincinnati Bearcats, a big defensive tackle from Coleraine. Austin, give us a little bit more about the Godfather.
Chad, the Godfather, he's the reigning GMC Defensive Player of the Year, first team All-Ohio according to Max Preps, and the first member to sign in the class of 2021. First member to also verbally commit in the class of 2021. He was instrumental in recruiting a lot of the guys that are going to sign here with us today. At 6'2", 300 pounds, he's strong as an ox, more than holds his own at the point of attack. Demanded not only double, but triple teams for the Coleraine Cardinals over the course of his senior year, and will really plug things up for the Black Cat defense. And I know Coach Freeman and Coach Scruggs are more than excited to have Dante join the fold.
Let's take this over to Phelps Rooftop where Pat Lambert is live with some inside information. Hey Pat, who are we getting?
I'm just outside the ballpark on the Phelps Rooftop, excited to sign this out-of-this-world player. Back to you, Chad!
Coach Fickle is live at the podium. Let's take it to Nippert Stadium.
The Cincinnati Bearcats have signed Shimon Mater, tight end, North Miami High School, Miami, Florida.
One thing Pat said that was right is this is an out-of-the-world prospect, a huge get for our Bearcat family. Shimon is going to be a great addition. Let's take it to Coach Denbrock live in the position room, give a little bit more information on Shimon and what he brings.
There's so many things to like about Shimon. Number one, obviously, is his length and his athleticism. I think when you watch him on tape, you can see how explosive an athlete he is, can change direction at the drop of a hat, can break people down in space and make plays. We love the fact that, he's really a grinder. He loves to work. He loves to get in the weight room and work. He loves to develop himself as a football player. And we just think he's just a key fit in so many different areas. His family is fantastic. He's a fantastic young man, and he's going to add an awful lot to our program moving forward.
All I'm going to say is this newest signee comes live from the trenches. Let's take it to Nippert Stadium. Coach Fickle at the podium.
The Cincinnati Bearcats have signed Brian Threat, safety, Dublin Kaufman High School.
Big time signee for the Cincinnati Bearcats. You see there, the coaches are really excited about their newest guy, Brian Threats, AKA Oso. Austin, what does Oso bring to the Cincinnati Bearcats?
Chad, we're getting a special player who hails from one of Ohio's great high school programs, Dublin Kaufman High School, where Brian did it all for the Shamrocks. He was a Max Preps first team All-Ohio. At 5'10", 190 pounds, Brian's a dynamic athlete, elite playmaking ability. He's going to start out on the defensive side of the ball for the Bearcats, where he'll look to make an early impact. highly productive player who started on both sides of the ball for the Shamrocks over the course of his senior year, has a nose for the football, will fly down in a hurry and lay the wood. This is a guy that, Chad, I get really excited about watching. Bearcat Nation, I hope you feel the same. Really excited for the newest addition for the Black Cats.
Pat Lambert has a big update for the Cincinnati Bearcats, coming live from the Cincinnati Zoo.
Yeah, Chad, I've been in and out of the lion den here at the Cincinnati Zoo, getting word that the Bearcats are getting a big cat of their own.
The Cincinnati Bearcats have signed Luke Collinsworth, offensive tackle, East Central High School.
I can hear the roar from Great American Ballpark. Huge signing for the Cincinnati Bearcats. Austin, what do you got to say about the Big Cat?
Chad, he's nicknamed the Big Cat for a good reason. He sure does live up to the name. At 6'6", 300 pounds, Luke is massive and someone the Bearcats were on as early as his freshman year. He also plays basketball for East Central. He's a very good athlete, really good footwork, and he's a bully who's constantly winning at the point of attack, finishing guys into the ground. And this is a guy I get extremely excited about when I turn on the film. Bearcat Nation, if you haven't, turn on the film, take a look. You're going to love Luke and what he brings to the offensive line room.
The Cincinnati Bearcats have signed Zaki Lawton, South Charleston High School, West Virginia, defensive end.
Z33 is a Black Cat, a huge addition for this defensive line. I'm going to take you over to Coach Scruggs to break this one down.
Well, what we get in Z, man, is we get a guy who's aggressive. We get a kid who loves to play football, man. We got a guy who's physical, tough, and nasty, who really fits our Clifton style, right? We're looking for a guy who can get after the quarterback. Z brings that to the table, okay? He's got enough power with him to be able to play on first and second down, got enough quickness and pop to be able to play on third down. Not to mention leadership ability. You're talking about a young man that's mature beyond his years, a young man that's really coming to this program and bringing that kind of edge for his class that's going to set them apart from every other class in this country, which is leadership, toughness. Got a guy that's got ability, who's going to make it happen for us both on and off the field, and we're excited to have him be a part of our program.
Just up I-71, Pat Lambert, live at Kings Island.
Just rode the beast here at Kings Island. Rumors are swirling around Cincinnati that we just got a beast of our own.
I can't wait to see who we're getting. Let's take you over to Coach Fickle at Nippert Stadium.
The Cincinnati Bearcats have signed Mal Glenn from Walnut Hills High School in Cincinnati, Ohio, offensive lineman.
Mal, AKA the Hulk, is a Bearcat. Let's take you over to Coach Crook to analyze and break down what this means for us.
When you first watch Big Mal's film, the thing that jumps out at you is how explosive he is and how strong he plays on the field. He plays with great leverage, gets his pads underneath the defender, does a great job of really straining through guys and finishing blocks. As you continue to watch and you get to see him and you're around him, you realize how long he is. He's got really long arms, big, strong hands, and that's going to help him as he continues to develop. It's going to help his power, his explosion, his ability to pass protect, and he's got really good feet. He moves laterally really well, and all that helps out with his balance, and it's going to make him into a really good football player.
I hear Pat Lambert is live at Paul Brown Stadium, ready to give us great inside information on who the newest Bearcat is going to be.
Standing here in beautiful Paul Brown Stadium, I'm getting word that we've locked in another Cincinnati native.
The Cincinnati Bearcats have signed Issa Jarman from Cincinnati LaSalle High School, cornerback.
One of the most intelligent people in this class, Issa Jarman brings a lot to the table. Austin, what do you have to say about the LaSalle cornerback?
Chad, he's a leader for his team. He's a guy that's been on campus a ton over the recruiting process, loves everything about being a Bearcat. He's another guy who's recruited a lot for this class, brought in a lot of guys, just being a local guy. Comes from a great program here in Cincinnati at LaSalle High School. Issa's got good build for the position at 6'1", 180 pounds. He's a competitive kid. He's not afraid to stick his nose in there and tackle. And he's another hometown hero who understands the importance of staying home and bringing championships home to the 513.
Getting word that Coach Fickle is now walking to the podium to deliver news on who our newest signee is for the Cincinnati Bearcats.
The Cincinnati Bearcats have signed linebacker Jack Dilgle from Trinity High School in Louisville, Kentucky.
Legacy, baby. Legacy. Jack Dilgle, newest Bearcat signee. Austin, what do you got to say about Jack?
Legacy indeed, Chad. At 6'4", 210, Jack's a long, good-looking football player, and the next in line of Dingles to don the red and black for the Bearcats, joining his father, Nate, who played for the Bearcats years ago, also played in the NFL, and his brother, Jacob, who's currently with us. Comes from one of Kentucky's most storied high school programs at Trinity High School. He's a play-hard guy. He's very physical, tested really well at our camp in 2019. Makes a lot of plays behind the line of scrimmage, shows the ability to get after the quarterback. He's a great tackler, and you're really gonna love the passion that this guy plays with.
Just got off the phone with Coach Eliano, our corners coach. He's telling us he's got a new signee. You see there, he's on the phone, he's talking with someone. I don't know who it is. Coach Fickle's coming to the podium. Let's see what we got.
The Cincinnati Bearcats have signed Maurice Smith, safety, River Rouge High School in Detroit, Michigan.
An unbelievable pickup for the Cincinnati Bearcats, coached by one of the best coaches in the Detroit area, Coach Parker. Coach, what do you got to say about Maurice Smith?
Marion, another DB coming down from the Michigan pipeline, and we are fired up to have him. He's a field general. He's a kid that runs the show back there. He's a ball hawk. If you have not listened to his mic'd up in his last game, it's special. It's special to see a kid coming out of high school who understands the game, loves the game, lives, eats, and sleeps football. Physical, just will take your head off on any opportunity he gets. And we are fired up to bring that to the Black Hat brand.
I have Pat Lambert having a nice black raspberry chip ice cream at Grader's. Pat, what do you got to tell us?
This is good. Our next signee is sweeter than black raspberry chip from Grader's.
The Cincinnati Bearcats have signed Miles Montgomery, running back, Fletcher High School.
Miles Montgomery brings a lot to the table for the Bearcats in this Code Red offense. I am so excited. I'm going to take you to Coach Enos, who can give you a little bit more of an inside scoop on Miles Montgomery.
The first thing that really attracted us to Miles Montgomery, I think, when you watch Miles, is he's a workhorse. I mean, he's had a lot of carries and been very, very productive in high school for the last couple years. You know, the other thing is that his coaches talked about his ability to lead and his character, and he really grew into a role as a senior this year. We had to lead this group, and his coaches just raved about him as a leader. So he's going to be a great fit here at Cincinnati for the type of backs that we like. He's very physical. He's got excellent speed. He's a guy that can be a game breaker. He's got good ball skills. He's tough. He'll block and pass protection. So we look for guys that can be a complete running back, and we really think that Miles fits that mold perfectly. And you know, as we've gotten a chance to get to know Miles throughout the course of this recruiting process, the attitude that he has is going to fit very, very well into the culture that we have here at Cincinnati, and we couldn't be more excited to land Miles Montgomery.
Pat is live at the Newport Aquarium, where he's going to give us some inside information on who the newest Bearcat is.
The Penguins here at the Newport Aquarium have just told me that one of their good friends is about to announce where they're going.
Sounds like we have a Penguin coming. Coach Fickle at the podium.
The Cincinnati Bearcats have signed Caleb Schmidt, tight end, Warwick High School.
Austin, great get for us. Obviously a guy that does a lot of things for that football team there at Warwick High School. What does Caleb Schmidt bring to the Cincinnati Bearcats in this Code Red offense?
Chad, Caleb is just a really good-sized kid at 6'4", 200. This kid's just a football player. He's tough. He has a nose for the football. He really does everything well. He can catch it well, loves to dish out contact. He's going to be coming in as an athlete for the Bearcats, but he's going to look to make an impact from multiple spots on the field.
I have Pat Lambert live at an undisclosed location in Cincinnati. Pat, who's coming here?
Yeah, Chad, I'm here in the Queen City. I just heard from my sources from the Windy City that we have a new Bearcat. Back to you.
Let's take you over to Nippert Stadium for this one.
The Cincinnati Bearcats have signed Will Pauling, wide receiver, Homewood Flossmoor High School.
Will Pauling is a Bearcat, another Chicago native from the Windy City. So excited about this. Let's take you to Coach Brown at the position room in the Linder Athletic Center.
We are extremely excited to have Will Pauling join this family. I know the first time I ever saw Will was out at a camp, and the first thing that stood out to me was just his competitive nature, which is why he'll fit in right with our group, right with our team, all the things that we love to do. As far as his ability on the field, and there's not really much that he can't do. He has value as a punt returner. He's lined up as a running back. And then obviously at receiver, man, he's done everything that you can imagine. He's catching balls right at the line of scrimmage and taking it for 40 to the house. You know, he's running double moves on safeties. He's got an unbelievable ability to track the football in the air. So just so many things to like about him. And then, you know, the most important thing is he comes from a great family. So we're really excited to have Will join this family and look forward to the next 4 years with him.
Pat's at Skyline Chili, my favorite restaurant in the city. Pat, what do you got for us?
Oh, hey guys. I'm at Skyline Chili eating a cheese coney. I heard we got a new Bearcat from Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm excited to find out who it is.
Pat, that coney looked delicious, but you have a little sauce on your shirt. Let's take it to Coach Fickle at Nippert Stadium.
The Cincinnati Bearcats have signed Leroy Bowers, sniper, Cincinnati Princeton High School.
Austin, another hometown hero from Princeton High School. What does Leroy Bowers bring to this Black Cat defense?
Well, Chad, at 6'2", 200, Leroy is long and athletic, possesses great ball skills, made many plays over the course of his senior year for Coach Daniels and the Princeton Vikings. Ferocious tackler, another guy who developed a lot from his junior to senior year. You can't help but be excited for what he brings to the fold. This is a guy I know Coach Freeman's going to love getting to work with and developing into the next great Black Cat defender.
The Cincinnati Bearcats have signed Brady Littenberg, quarterback, St. John's Jesuit High School in Toledo, Ohio.
The Toledo Gunslinger is coming to the Natty. I have Gino Gaduli live in the position room at Linder Athletic Center. Coach Gino, talk about Brady.
Our staff is extremely excited to have Brady Littenberg sign with us today. When this recruiting process started for the class of 21, he was the top quarterback on our list. Obviously an Ohio guy that has a lot of experience. The intangible things that attracted us to Brady are probably the thing that set him apart from everybody else. And his leadership, his competitiveness, his toughness all show through when you watch his tape and are things that are extremely important to us as a program to be successful at the quarterback position. As far as his throwing the football, he's got everything you look for. He's got the arm strength to be able to make all the throws. from sideline to sideline. He can throw the ball with touch. He moves well in the pocket, throws with anticipation. Really excited to have him be part of our program, and think that he's going to be really successful when he gets here. He's joined a great group in our room that'll take him under their wing, and look forward to having him be a part of our program real soon.
I'm getting word from Nippert Stadium that Coach Fickle has just received word on who his newest Bearcat is. Let's take you live to the podium.
The Cincinnati Bearcats have signed Jalen Monroe, Jefferson Lafayette High School defensive lineman.
Great get for the Bearcats. Jalen Monroe brings a lot to the table. Perfect knockback 5. Austin, talk about Jalen.
Chad, Jalen has a good frame and is what you're looking for in terms of size on the defensive line at 6'4", 260. A really good athlete who displays good change of direction and bend. Big hands, he knows how to use them. He can shed blocks at the line of scrimmage and hold the point of attack. I remember when he first came here in 2019 on his first unofficial visit, about crushed my hands. He's got some huge paws on him. Couldn't be happier for Jalen and the adversity and the tough situations that he's overcome in his life. I think that's only going to help him. It's going to be huge for him as he gets to Cincinnati and continues to develop and grow.
The Cincinnati Bearcats have signed Isaiah Cox, safety, Alcoa High School.
A tremendous pickup for the Cincinnati Bearcats. Isaiah Cox brings a lot to the table. I'm going to take you over to the position room with Coach Eliano.
All right, Isaiah Cox, wow, what a phenomenal player do we have. Very athletic, has great length. I think the thing that really separates Isaiah is just his football IQ, having the ability to play on offense, defense. He's so rangy. He's going to be able to play multiple positions for us. Just gives us an absolute DB that is able to do multiple things as far as play man, play zone. He's got phenomenal ball skills, can tackle. Just excited about him. Also, I think he's going to be an extremely important piece for us in the special teams and return game. Just really excited about the young man. Can't wait to get him here. Just extremely impressed with what he brings as far as just the physical standpoint, athleticism. He can do it all, and we're so glad for him to be a Bearcat and part of the Black Cat defense.
I'm getting word right now at Nippert Stadium, Coach Fickle is getting ready to announce a huge commitment for the Cincinnati Bearcats.
The Cincinnati Bearcats have signed Landon Fike, Archbishop Moeller High School offensive line.
Another hometown hero for the Cincinnati Bearcats. Austin, what do you got to say about Landon?
Well, Chad, I'm really excited about what Landon brings to the Bearcats. He brings great size at around 6'5", 260. He's a really good athlete, bends well, really impressive feet, has improved a lot from his junior to senior year. Already knows what being a Bearcat's all about. He plays tough and nasty, really knows how to finish a block, comes from a great family. His dad was a really good ball player himself. Can't help but be excited for what Landon brings to the Bearcats.
The Cincinnati Bearcats have signed Cameron Jr., linebacker, Middletown High School.
513, stand up. Another big-time hometown hero has announced and signed his pledge to the Bearcats. I'm going to take you over to Coach Freeman to break this one down.
Cam Jr., what can we say, man? This guy comes from a pedigree of football. Father was a first-round pick out of Alabama, played 10-plus years in the NFL, made a couple Pro Bowls. He's had two brothers that played in college. This kid, man, is exactly what we need in our Black Cat defense. You watch his film, he's explosive, number one. You see him running sideline to sideline. When the guy comes near a ball carrier, he's going to punish the guy. The second thing you see him do is you find a way to create takeaways. We need that on our defense. We need a guy that can take the ball away, a guy that can create turnovers, and a guy that can create momentum for our defense. 3 is his intelligence. You can see the way he deciphers through offensive plays. You can see the way he can find ball carriers, how he can match routes and coverage, and that's something we always look for. And 4, most importantly, he plays the game with passion. We need guys that love this game, guys that go out there and play with their hearts. And this is a guy, when you turn on his film and you watch this guy, he has emotion, he makes plays, and he loves the game of football. I can't wait to get him here.
The Cincinnati Bearcats have signed Jamal Williams, defensive end, Cardinal Gibbons High School.
Jamal, AKA Hybrid Williams, is a Bearcat. Austin, give us a breakdown on Jamal Williams from Cardinal Gibbons High School.
Chad, at 6'4", 230 pounds, Jamal's a very long and athletic prospect coming to us from Cardinal Gibbons High School in South Florida. We're very reminiscent of Majay Sanders when he was coming out of high school. Very long, raw, athletic prospect. He's got extremely long arms, which you love. As a result of those long arms, has a lot of batted balls at the line of scrimmage. Love how fast he plays, and he's really going to fit in with the Black Cat defense.
Coach Fickle has our newest signee. Coach.
The Cincinnati Bearcats have signed Malik Rainey, cornerback, Bolingbrook High School.
Enormous signing for the Cincinnati Bearcats. Malik Rainey brings a lot to the table. Also comes from a great program, coached by Coach Ivelo. Austin, what do you got to say about Malik?
Chad, at 6 foot, 180 pounds, Malik's a very physical and active player. Second Bolingbrook Raider over the past 2 years to sign with the Bearcats, joining current Bearcat Jamal Williams. Malik really loves contact. He's a good tackler, really smart football player who knows how to play with good body position. Very active hands, allowed him to make a lot of plays on the ball over the course of his junior year. Malik also shows really good footwork, which is a key component to playing the cornerback position. And all in all, we're getting a great cornerback prospect here. Another Chicagoland area prospect, an area that we've recruited hard, we'll continue to recruit, and this is a guy I'm really excited about.
The Cincinnati Bearcats have signed Rob Jackson, defensive lineman, Archbishop Wood.
Another get from the Philadelphia area, and Rob Jackson. Austin, huge get for us. Talk about what Rob does for this Black Cat defense.
Chad, if you're wanting to build a prototypical defensive end, you want him to look like Rob Jackson. He's got great length at 6'6", 250 pounds. This is only his second year playing football, as he's a basketball player as well. He puts his long arms to use, and he's a terror as a pass rusher off the edge. Can really collapse the pocket. He sets and holds the edge well, plays with great leverage, and although new to football, the sky's the limit for Rob. He's shown a lot of improvement from his junior to senior year. Earned first-team All-State honors in the state of Pennsylvania, and although he's new to football, the sky's the limit for Rob, and I can't wait to see what he does here when he gets to Cincinnati.
The Cincinnati Bearcats have signed punter Mason Fletcher from Australia.
Good day, mate. Another punter from down under, from Australia, Mason Fletcher, brings a lot to this Chaos squad. Coach Mason on what this means for us.
We are really excited to have Mason Fletcher join the Bearcat family, coming all the way from Australia. We've been blessed for the last 4 years to have James Smith as our starting punter and do an unbelievable job, and we've kind of tapped back into that exact same program, the Pro Kick Australia punting program, to find Jimmy's replacement. So Mason Fletcher comes from Melbourne, Australia, coached from the exact same punting coaches that Jimmy was coached by, and Nathan Chapman and Johnny Smith with the Pro Kick Australia program. And we've been kind of recruiting and building a relationship with Fletch here for about a year. He comes from a really athletic family. His dad is a Hall of Fame Australian rules professional football player in the AFL of over 20 years. And just like his dad, he started off playing Australian rules football and kind of looked to do his own thing and ended up pursuing and trying to pursue American football. He's a really tall, lanky, 6'7", big leg punter that we're really excited to get here.
The Cincinnati Bearcats have signed Drew Donnelly, wide receiver, Lebanon Trail, Texas.
Drew Donnelly is a great get for the Cincinnati Bearcats in the receiving corps, and joining Code Red, Drew Donnelly. Austin, talk about Drew.
Chad, Drew is a flat-out burner. He's been clocked as low as 10.5 in the 100-meter dash, 4.34 in the 40. His father, Doug, played at Ohio State, played 5 years in the National Football League, so you really love the bloodlines. Drew has great length for somebody as fast as he is at 6'2", 175. Gets in and out of his breaks quickly. Very physical as a blocker. Shown he can put his face on guys. Great with the ball in his hands after the catch. Can really turn it up the field. Drew is a problem for opposing defenses, and Chad, I'm just glad this guy's on our team.
Hello, mate. A big get for the Bearcats. Good day, mate. Oh, good day, mate. A big get for the Bearcats.
What am I looking at? Am I looking at this? Is that good? Like, I don't know the stance here. Right here, good?
The Cincinnati Bengals. Did I say that on the last one?
That's good. I like what you're about to say.
You like that?
Go for it. Please follow Go Bearcats football recruit. Oh, did I say the same thing? You told me not to. He knows who's coming. Or two of the. Here we go. Hey, Pat, I'm going to take. Oh, I shouldn't say that. That tastes like what baby diapers smell like.
Oh, it's wet! In and around the Bearcat. Now I'm all screwed up because you're scaring me. Stop it! You're not helping.
From Cincinnati.
Stop shaking your head.
Homewood Philosopher.
He's gonna. You're good. Let's do it again.
Breezing, flying. What am I calling them?
The Cincinnati Bearcats have signed Landon Fike. I have to really do that one.
This is so bad.
And welcome back to the. All right. Say it again. No talk. A huge. Say it. Oh, here we go.
Oh, hey guys.
Sorry. I don't even know why I was talking.
We're almost out of cones.
You gotta keep it together, man.
Just catch me when I fall.
I am sorry.
I used to have strong stage fright back in the day. Just letting everybody know.
They all want to fire me anyway. All right, here we go. Yay.
Yeah. Go Bearcats.